Welcome back to the channel JF Coin. Today we're diving into something incredibly cool for coin lovers, one of the most fascinating little treasures from US numismatics, the 1963 Lincoln penny. Yes, that tiny 1-cent coin you might have tossed in your pocket. But what if I told you it could be worth far more than its face value? That's right. In some rare cases, these humble pennies can be seriously valuable, and in today's video, I'm going to break down the history, the reasons behind the value, the rare varieties, and how much these coins are actually worth in today's market. Let's get started. Moneybag United States movie camera. What is the 1963 Lincoln penny? The 1963 Lincoln penny is a classic US 1-cent coin minted in Denver, where the D mint mark comes from, and it's part of the Lincoln Memorial series that was issued starting in 1959. This design features Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that lasted for decades and became one of the most iconic penny designs ever made. Scroll. Historical background. Back in 1963, the United States Mint produced massive quantities of pennies. In fact, the Denver Mint struck about 1.77 billion of these coins, making it one of the highest production years for Lincoln cents. Most of these coins were meant for everyday circulation, which means millions were spent, saved, lost, and mixed into pocket change across America. And here's an interesting fact for history lovers. The 1963 Lincoln penny was made of 95% copper and only 5% tin and zinc. These copper pennies were eventually replaced decades later with mostly zinc coins. That copper content, plus the historical charm, adds a layer of appeal for collectors worldwide. Light bulb, common value versus collector value. Now let's bust a myth. For most coins from this year, you're not going to find one worth hundreds of dollars just lying in your wallet. A typical circulated 1963 penny, the ones you see every day, are often worth just a few cents to a few dollars depending on condition. But here's where things start to get exciting. Fire. When a 1963 penny gets really valuable, certain examples of the 1963 penny can be extremely valuable, especially when they're in exceptional condition or display rare characteristics that collectors crave. Let's break down some of the reasons a 1963 penny might be worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Keycap 1. Exceptional uncirculated condition. MS grades coins that have never been used. Those bright and crisp pieces you might find untouched can be graded by professional grading companies. These are known as mint state, MS grades. According to Coin Value Guides, a 1963 Lincoln cent in MS 67 RD, red condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands at auction. That means a coin that still shines with its original red copper color, with perfectly sharp details and no wear, can be very valuable. Keycap 2. Rare die varieties. Doubled die and errors. Some 1963 pennies weren't struck perfectly. Instead, they show doubling on the letters or date, a condition called a doubled die obverse. These varieties are much rarer and have attracted serious collector interest. For example, a 1963 doubled die obverse RD graded MS 65 sold at auction for around $359 in recent years. That's a huge jump from face value. Keycap 3. Mint errors that collectors love. Other errors include off-center strikes, coins struck on the wrong metal planchet, and other dramatic mishaps during minting. These unusual coins can sell for big money depending on rarity and collector interest. For example, a 1963 penny struck on a silver dime planchet sold for around $7.05. These errors aren't common, and most of the time you'll find regular pennies. But if you do stumble on one of these, it can be a treasure. Eyes chart increasing. Why do collectors pay so much? Collectors pay high prices for a few main reasons. Sparkle's scarcity in top condition. Millions were made, but very few survived in pristine condition. Sparkle's rarity of mint errors or unique varieties. These make coins stand out. Sparkle's aesthetic appeal. Coins with original red color and sharp detail are the holy grail. Sparkle's auction excitement. Rare coins stir emotions and competitive bidding. And remember, the world of coin collecting constantly changes. Values go up and down depending on market trends, demand, and what fresh coins are discovered. Bar chart. Real market values. Today's numbers. Here's a breakdown of how values are stacking up in today's coin market. Small blue diamond common circulated 1963 D penny, worth a few cents to a couple of dollars. Small blue diamond uncirculated MS65 plus examples can range into the hundreds or low thousands if original red color is present. Small blue diamond rare doubled die or error varieties, hundreds to thousands depending on grade. Small blue diamond top auction pieces. Some elite specimens have sold for several $1,000. Those are real values seen at auctions and collector markets, not just internet speculation. Today, we're diving into a coin that looks ordinary, just a tiny American penny, but could literally be worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. That's right, we're talking about the mysterious and extremely collectible 2001 Lincoln cent. And by the end of this video you're going to know exactly what to look for, and how much money you might be sitting on without even realizing it. Title card: The 2001 Ultra Lincoln Penny, History, Value, and Why Some Are Worth $4.42 and beyond. Collision hook 0:30 Studio microphone. You might think a penny is just 1 cent, and in most cases it is. But what if I told you there are 2001 pennies out there worth $442, $1,000, even over $100,000 at auction? Yes, this tiny 1 cent coin has a fascinating story, and some extraordinary variants collectors absolutely drool over. Stay tuned. Scroll. What is the 2001 Lincoln penny? 1:00 Studio microphone. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny has been in continuous production since way back in 1909. In 2001, the United States Mint produced billions of these pennies, including in Philadelphia, with no mint mark, Denver, marked with AD, and special collector-proof versions from San Francisco, marked S, all showing Abraham Lincoln on the front. Studio microphone. On the back, it features the classic Lincoln Memorial, until 2008 when the shield design changed. Common 2001 pennies, just 1 cent or slightly more, 2:00 Studio microphone. Most 2001 pennies, the ones you find in your pocket change, are super common. In circulated condition they're usually worth just 1 cent, yep, not much at all. Studio microphone. Even uncirculated ones with original red color might only bring 10 to 30 cents, and a nice certified piece might go for tens of dollars. But nothing crazy. But wait, what's this? Ultra penny? 3:00 Studio microphone. Here's where it gets exciting, because not all 2001 pennies are the same. Some were struck perfectly and retain their full original red color, called RD. Some are uncirculated and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, and those can sell for tens or even hundreds of dollars. Studio microphone asterisk. A top-graded 2001 Lincoln cent, like MS68 RD, has been known to sell for several $100s, sometimes around $400 plus or even higher depending on demand. Lightbulb side note for collectors. If you see a coin labeled Ultra or Ultra Red in listings, that usually means it's a very high-quality specimen with exceptional coloration and eye appeal, which is exactly what collectors chase. Firecracker rare coin alert. The 2001 D Mule error, 4:00 Studio microphone. Now let's talk about the Holy Grail, the one that makes headlines. We're talking about the 2001 D Mule error penny, one of the most famous modern coin errors ever discovered. Studio microphone. This is the coin that looks like a normal penny on the front, but on the back? Instead of the Lincoln Memorial, it has the back of a Roosevelt dime. That's right, it was struck with mismatched dies by mistake during production at the Denver Mint. Studio microphone. Mule errors are extremely rare. Only a few are known to exist, and each one has sold at auction for incredible prices, some in the six figures. In fact, a few have sold for over $100,000 USD. Trophy. Why is this error so valuable? 5:30 Studio microphone. Think about it like this. Billions of normal 2001 pennies were made, and almost all of them are just worth face value. But mules? They're mistakes that happened only a handful of times. That scarcity, combined with collector demand, makes them incredibly valuable. Studio microphone. Even if such a coin isn't perfect condition, collectors might still pay tens of thousands for it, because there's simply nothing else like it. Brain. Other rare errors to look for. 6:30 Studio microphone. But the mule isn't the only rare 2001 penny variety. There are other error types that attract collectors, and these can be worth a lot more than 1 cent too. Sparkles die crack or BI error, where raised lines appear due to a cracked die, sometimes selling for hundreds. Sparkles double die errors, when the design elements appear doubled, fetching money depending on severity. Sparkles off-center strikes, where the design is partially missing due to misalignment, valuable depending on how off-center it is. Studio microphone. Some of these error coins have sold at prestigious auctions for hundreds or even over $1,000. Money bag. So where does $442 fit in? 7:30 Studio microphone. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. You might have seen listings or reports saying a 2001 penny can be worth $442 or more, and that's totally possible, but it's all about condition and rarity. Studio microphone. A 2001 penny graded by a professional service as a perfect or near perfect specimen can easily reach $400 plus or even higher when collectors compete for it. Studio microphone. And that's why you might see values like $442 quoted online, because that's around what top examples have been selling for recently. Magnet. How to check your own 2001 penny. 8:30 Studio microphone. So how do you know if you have something valuable? Here are the steps collectors use. Pushpin. Step 1. Look for the mint mark. No mark equals Philadelphia, D equals Denver, S equals proof from San Francisco. Pushpin. Step 2. Check the condition. Is it shiny red and uncirculated? Pushpin. Step 3. Look for errors, weird designs, off-center strikes, double dies. Pushpin. Step 4. Get it graded by a professional like PCGS or NGC if you think it's special. Studio microphone. Even amateur collectors can send a coin in for grading, and if it's rare, that grading can add tons of value. Stop sign. Don't fall for scams. 9:30 Studio microphone. Important note, online listings sometimes hype up coins that are just normal pennies. Not every 2001 penny is worth hundreds, far from it. Unless a coin is verified rare or graded, most are worth just 1 cent or maybe a few dollars. Checkered flag. Conclusion. 10:00 Studio microphone. So there you have it. The 2001 Ultra Lincoln penny might look like the smallest coin in your wallet, but with the right variety, condition, or rare error, it could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even more than $100,000. Studio microphone. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments, have you found a rare penny? If so, show it off. And who knows, you could be sitting on hidden treasure. Pushpin. End screen. 10:30 Backhand index pointing right. Watch next. Top 10 most valuable US coins in your pocket. Backhand index pointing right. Subscribe for more rare coin secrets every week. Today we are diving deep into the fascinating world of coins and uncovering the mystery behind one of the most talked about pennies from the modern era, the 2006 Ultra Lincoln penny. You might think a penny is worth 1 cent, but stick with me. This little coin could be worth hundreds of dollars in the right condition, or even more. We'll break down the history, how to spot rare varieties, what collectors really pay, and whether your penny jar might hold a hidden treasure worth hundreds, or even thousands of dollars. Direct hit. Section 1. Why even care about a 2006 penny? Let's start with the basics. The 2006 Lincoln penny is a 1-cent coin produced by the United States Mint. To most people, it's just pocket change, something you toss into a jar or tip into a coin sorter. But coins have stories, and stories create value. In 2006, the United States was still producing pennies with the Lincoln Memorial design on the back, a design that had been in place since 1959, honoring Abraham Lincoln and the memorial in Washington, D.C. This coin is made of zinc with a thin copper plating, and more than 8 billion were produced that year across different mints. That makes ordinary 2006 pennies extremely common. In average, circulated condition, most of these coins are still only worth about 1 cent, their face value. So why all the buzz? Because among those billions are rare varieties and minting anomalies, some of which are very collectible. Scroll section 2, the history of the Lincoln penny. To understand why a penny might be valuable, we need to look back at history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Since then, the design has evolved, metal compositions have changed, and minting processes have improved. But through it all, millions and millions of Lincoln pennies were made, including a staggering amount in 2006. Today, the penny has actually become the subject of a national debate in the U.S. because the cost to produce 1 penny is far higher than its actual worth. The U.S. Mint loses money on every penny minted, spending several cents to make a coin that is only worth 1 cent. This is one of the reasons that production of pennies ended in 2025 after more than 200 years. So although the penny looks simple, it's a piece of American history, and some of those pieces are worth far more than you might think. Gemstones section 3, what makes a 2006 penny valuable? Here's where it gets really interesting. Most 2006 Lincoln pennies are common, but rare varieties and errors can turn an ordinary coin into something special. These include round pushpin double die obverse (DDO), where parts of the design are double due to die errors, often visible on Liberty or the date. Round pushpin off-center strikes, coins where the design was struck off-center during production, leaving part of the design missing. Round pushpin repunched mint marks, where the mint mark was punched more than once, creating a doubled look. Round pushpin rare satin. Finish or special strikes, coins struck specially for collectors rather than circulation. These coins are much rarer, and that's where the market gets excited. Moneybag section 4, real-world values, from 1 cent to hundreds. Let's talk numbers, because this is what everyone wants to know. Small blue diamond regular 2006 penny in average circulation, around 1 cent, just face value. Small blue diamond uncirculated high grade, MS65 a few dollars. Small blue diamond rare error varieties, such as DDO or off-center, anywhere from $25 to over $400. Small blue diamond. Highest auction records. Certain highly graded or super strong double die examples have sold for more than $2,000 in exceptional cases. So when you hear someone say a 2006 Ultra Lincoln penny is worth $442, what they're often referring to is a rare, certified coin in outstanding condition, one that has been graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC and has collector demand. Those coins are not your everyday pocket change, they are rare survivors. Magnifying glass tilted left section 5, how to spot these rare coins yourself. If you want to check your 2006 penny for value, here are some tips. Magnifying glass tilted right, grab a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Magnifying glass tilted right, look for doubling in the letters, especially on Liberty and the date. Magnifying glass tilted right, check if the design looks off-center or missing. Magnifying glass tilted right, compare the mint mark, is it bold, doubled, or repunched? Magnifying glass tilted right, condition matters. The cleaner and sharper the details, the more valuable it might be. If you think you've found something unusual, the next step is to have it graded by professionals. That's what truly determines market price. Chart increasing section 6, why collectors pay so much. Collectors value coins not just for rarity, but for history, condition, and story. A beautifully preserved 2006 penny with a rare double die tells a story of an accidental moment at a historic minting press, and collectors love that. Plus, as pennies are no longer being minted, older coins become even more interesting, and potentially more valuable to future generations. Rapkiff conclusions/final thoughts. So here's the bottom line. Heavy checkmark, a regular 2006 Lincoln penny is usually worth 1 cent. Heavy checkmark, some special varieties can be worth dozens or hundreds of dollars. Heavy checkmark, exceptional, highly graded or certified coins can sell for even more on the numismatic market. Before you toss every penny into the drawer, take a closer look. You might be holding something worth more than a fortune in history, and maybe, just maybe, hundreds of dollars in real money. Thumbs up outro. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this coin collecting deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification, because you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a valuable coin, and share this video with your friends who love history, treasure hunting, or cool money stories. Pushpin note: real collectible values vary based on condition, grading, and collector demand. Always double-check with professional grading services and updated auction results. Would you like this script narrated or edited for a specific channel style, funny, dramatic, professional? I can tailor it. Today we are diving into something ultra cool. You and I are going on a journey into the world of modern coin collecting to uncover the fascinating story of the 2017 P. Lincoln penny, a 1-cent coin from the United States that has turned heads in the numismatic world and, in some cases, made people rich. We're talking history, rarity, why it was made, how to grade it, and how some examples are selling for hundreds and even potentially thousands of dollars in today's market. So if you've ever wondered, could this penny in my pocket be worth more than its face value? Then stay tuned, because by the end of this video you'll be looking at pennies in a whole new way. Scroll the surprising history behind the 2017 P. Lincoln penny. Let's rewind the clock for a second. The Lincoln penny has been one of the most iconic coins in American history. First introduced in 1909, it's the longest continuously produced coin in U.S. history. But for over 100 years the Philadelphia Mint, one of the most legendary mints in the country, never stamped its own mint mark on Lincoln pennies. You see, traditionally Philadelphia minted pennies simply bore no mint mark at all. But that changed in 2017. In 2017, the U.S. Mint celebrated its 225th anniversary, and to commemorate this milestone something unique happened. For the very first time, Philadelphia minted 1-cent coins received a P mint mark right on the front of the coin next to the date. This was historic, because no Philadelphia penny before or after 2017 carried that mint mark. It was a one-year-only event, making the 2017 P. Lincoln penny a truly unique chapter in American numismatic history. Magnifying glass still to left, how much is a 2017 P. penny worth? Spoiler: it actually can be valuable. If you've just found a 2017 P. penny in your spare change, don't panic. Most are still worth just 1 cent in everyday circulation. But here's where things get exciting. Money bag standard value: most circulated 2017 P. pennies are worth their face value, just 1 cent, because an enormous number were produced. But that's not the end of the story. Chart increasing uncirculated and high-grade coins equals big money potential when these coins are preserved in top condition, especially mint state with original red color. Serious collectors will pay significantly more. A 2017 P. penny in MS67 red condition can easily be worth hundreds of dollars. Some top specimens graded MS68 red have values in the high hundreds and even exceeding $400 plus in some guides. And believe it or not, certain ultra-high-grade examples in pristine condition have sold for over $1,000 or more at auction, with the very best commercial records exceeding that. So yes, a penny worth only 1 cent in your pocket today might actually be worth hundreds of dollars to the right collector. That's the magic of coin collecting and grading. Bar chart: why are some 2017 pennies valuable? What collectors look for: the value of your coin isn't random. It comes down to condition, rarity, and specific characteristics. Here's what matters most: white medium star condition and red color, RD. Coins that have preserved their original copper red color without fading or toning are far more valuable. The grading scale used by collectors, from MS60 up to MS70, describes the coin's level of perfection. High grades like MS67 and MS68 with RD designation are what command big prices. Magnifying glass tilted right errors and varieties: a coin with a minting error can be more valuable than a regular strike. Some errors seen on 2017 pennies include close AM errors, where the letters A and M touch in United States of America. Rare close AM coins have sold for $300 or more. Strike-through errors, where debris interferes during minting, creating unusual impressions. These sometimes fetch over $200. Misalignment errors, where one side of the coin is noticeably off-center, collecting strong interest at auctions. All of these don't always show up in your pocket change, but if you find one, it's worth having it professionally graded. Brain coin grading. Why it matters, you might be wondering. What makes a coin graded MS-67 worth so much more than a normal penny? Here's the truth. Coins graded by professional services like PCGS and NGC receive official certification. This seals their authenticity and condition on a scale, ultimately telling collectors, yes, this is a perfect coin. That's why collectors are willing to pay hundreds of dollars for coins in that condition. Remember, cleaning a coin before grading can destroy value, so always leave it untouched and consider submitting it for professional grading. Light bulb fun facts you never knew. Collision. The 2017 P. Lincoln penny marks the only year the Philadelphia Mint placed a P on a circulating penny. That alone makes it a collectible favorite. Collision. Even if the coin isn't rare, millions of collectors around the world will pay premiums for the chance to own a high-grade example with original color and excellent eye appeal. Collision. Modern coins aren't just pocket change, they're history you can hold in your hand. And this 2017 P penny perfectly captures a moment in U.S. Mint history. Direct hit. Final thoughts. What should you do with your 2017 P penny? Here's the bottom line. Sparkles. Check the mint mark. The P tells you it's from Philadelphia and part of this unique 2017 release. Sparkles. Look at the condition. Does it still have that bright red copper color? Any scratches, wear, or spots? Sparkles. Consider professional grading if it looks especially crisp. This can unlock value for collectors. Sparkles. Don't clean it. Cleaning drops value dramatically. Fire outro. Call to action. If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, share it with your fellow coin lovers, and comment below whether you've ever found a valuable penny in your pocket change. Who knows? Maybe your next treasure is just around the corner. Until next time, keep hunting, keep learning, and always look closely at the coins in your pocket.